I forgot the question. You're seeing ADHD in full, because I'm listening to you. I'm like, you're giving a great answer to whatever question he just asked.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Spill the Tea series by Discover, where we get real about personal finances and create a space for everyone to share their unique money POVs. I'm your host, Iván Emilio, and today we're exploring the intersections of money and ADHD. But before we dive in, I would like to introduce you to an expert who has been helping us learn more about ADHD and shape this episode behind the scenes. Please help me welcome Pasha Marlowe. How are you?
Good, Iván, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited to be here. I've been a therapist and coach for the past 30 years. All ADHDers are different, each with their own unique strengths and challenges. So the experiences that you hear about today from the guests are not representational of the entire ADHD community. But by having conversations like this, we're taking an important step towards greater awareness and inclusion.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Happy to have you here. So let's get into the show, shall we? So today I'm here with Kairos.
I'm Kairos Keenan Westcott. I'm a content creator and a brand manager. I talk about ADHD, I talk about introversion, and I just try to add a little bit of levity to it so that, people can digest it a little bit easier, because it's a very difficult subject, but we like to have fun with it.
Nice. Well, I'm super happy to have you here. Thank you for your time. And I'm also with Kelly.
I'm Kelly Baumgartner. Online I go by Kelly Bombs. I'm an ADHD coach and an ADHD content creator, and I work with clients every day to help them understand their brain better, and oftentimes we talk about finances.
All right. Well, are you ready to spill the tea?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ready?
Let's go.
When did you first realize you had ADHD, and did it change how you think about money?
I realized I had ADHD when I was 34. I'm 37 now, so it was a late diagnosis, and everything started to make sense. As an adult, everything about my childhood and being a young adult, it all started to make sense.
Yeah, I wasn't diagnosed until I was 30, so
Okay.
I'm 34 now, and it was so eye-opening. Initially, it was like, is this real? Do I believe it? Am I making this up for attention or something? And then realizing no, it's definitely not. The grief. I never cried more than I did in the 6 months after my diagnosis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was just so sad for little Kelly who needed help. And then once I hit the acceptance stage, it was like my life just totally switched, because I realized, okay, I have this brain that works a little bit differently, and that's the key to unlocking an easier life.
Yeah. I never saved money before my diagnosis. I was just skirting by. But then once I really started to get into the diagnosis and what I could do better financially, I started saving. And I got myself to a very good position where even if I did mess up, I was okay.
What was that turning point of you waking up one day and being like, I gotta start saving, because...
I was broke.
Okay.
I was broke. I couldn't afford anything. At one point in my adult life, my car got repossessed twice. It's kind of surreal to admit that out loud in front of the world, but I couldn't afford to pay the bill. And it was at that point that I knew, okay, we got to fix this right now.
Wow. How would you describe your daily spending habits, and do you have any process on organizing all that?
If I'm gonna buy something, I generally do all the checks of do I already own this? Do I really need this? What could I do instead of have this? I kind of question every spending choice I make.
It's great that you point that out, though, because it shows that ADHD, it's a spectrum, right? So my ADHD is different than yours, and yours, and vice versa. Everybody's ADHD is a little bit different.
Yeah. Absolutely. So how familiar are you with impulse spending, and how have you worked around it?
I have a 24-hour rule.
That's good.
Yeah. So
I've heard that. Yeah.
So if I see something online that I really want, I'll put it in the cart or I'll save the link.
Yeah.
And if I still want it 24 hours later,
Okay.
I'll get it.
My 24 hours is 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
I'm I don't know, should I?
Yeah.
What are some hacks or tools that have helped you get to where you are right now?
I need a visual, because I'll ignore the pop-up things on my phone. I just won't listen to them anymore. So I'll put a visual on my desk for remember to do this, or remember you're saving for this. My brain will eventually start to ignore those, and then I know to just change it to something else. But a visual reminder has always been really helpful for me. And then external accountability.
Yes.
So having a scheduled meeting about finances. Like I have a financial advisor that I talk to every year, and like that, it just happens. I don't have to like sit down and make myself do it, because that's really hard for me to get that motivation just to do it by myself. So someone else to like be on my team and schedule with me.
Absolutely.
I had an ADHD moment. Do you want to trade fidget toys?
Yeah.
There we go. I was thinking about that the whole time.
Are there ways where ADHD has worked in your favor when it comes to finances?
I was working as an elementary school librarian for 7 years, and I loved that job, but I was ready to find something different. And in talking to all my friends and my therapist, they were like, you should be a coach. And then I got diagnosed with ADHD, and I was like, I should be an ADHD coach, because I had learned so much about it for myself.
I love that you created content around it too, because I'm sure it helps millions of people out there to even think about it and be like, maybe I have, maybe I don't, let me check.
Yeah.
You create content surrounding that as well.
Yeah.
How has that experience been? Does it get overwhelming at times?
ADHD affects so many different people. And that has been the best part about making content, because I'm able to connect with people from around the world, and they tell me their stories. They talk about their journey. It's easy for us to feel alone, that we're the only person going through this struggle. But when you start to see how many other people are struggling as well, when you start to see how many other people have been on the same path as you kind of get this validation within you. And you feel so much better, and you're more likely to go get help and to talk about your journey or to share your experience with others. So overwhelming, yes, but in a good way.
And what is one lesson that you've learned through your money journey with ADHD that you wish you had known earlier?
One lesson I've learned has been to set things to autopay.
Again, just give myself grace. It's gonna be okay. Save up your money, set yourself up for success in the future, and like I promise you, everything is gonna be okay.
I love grace and autopay.
Yes.
Perfectly combined. Is there any specific story or anecdote that comes to mind through your social media where you were like, wow, this is my purpose?
I think I have one. There's not a lot of Black ADHD content creators. And so I got messaged one day by a young Black man who was late teens, I would say. And he just thanked me, because in his community, they don't talk about ADHD, they don't talk about mental health. And so he watches my content and sees another Black man, another Black person talking about mental health and ADHD. And it made him feel better. And that makes all of this worth it. It makes every single thing that I do, every single experience that I have like this, it makes it all worth it, because I know that there's going to be at least one person, hopefully, that will connect with what the three of us are talking about today and improve their life. It might even save a life.
Yeah, really life-saving.
Absolutely.
You look so comfortable.
I know.
You're so comfortable. Meanwhile, I'm just like, hello.
I keep looking at you, I'm like, I'm so stiff and you're so comfortable. Let's all just...
My legs are always up.
So what is something that you would like for people who are not part of the ADHD community to know about the money journey?
Approach with curiosity.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times when I've done something maybe like a strange way, or I made a mistake, and the commentary from the outside world is to like beat you down and be like, why did you do that? But approaching with curiosity is such a kinder place. To inquire about, like, hey, that was kind of an interesting choice that you made. Like, why did you choose that? Or what are your goals? Or what's hard for you here? How can I help?
Be patient with us.
Yeah.
Be patient, because it's hard, because ADHD, it's not something that you can like physically see, right? And so I think if we thought of things like ADHD the same way that we view physical things, you're gonna get a little bit more empathy. So be patient with us. We have to work twice as hard.
We teach others how to treat us. So treating yourself with more kindness can result in getting those people around you that feel really good and are your support team. So it starts from within.
Yeah, nice.
Well,
nice.
Thank you. And that wraps up our episode on ADHD and money. This has been such an eye-opening conversation. Thank you to our guests for sharing your perspectives, and thank you, Pasha, for being here. Your expertise has been super insightful. I know I've learned so much myself about ADHD.
Thank you for having me. As we've mentioned, people with ADHD have unique information processing speeds, which can lead to distractions. This can make managing money a bit more challenging, as even working with numbers can feel overwhelming at times. But by having conversations like this, we're taking an important step towards greater awareness and inclusion.